defeat the purpose of brands.
DQ. Look. Dumping my swisher guts on my high school diploma. Knowing I'm highly educated from my aroma. Don't know where it's coming from, but I know it's marijuana. And you can smell the leaves in the room. Check. Look. I got a new weed strand, come from New Zealand. And it's a new weed brand from my new weed man. Connected to the growers, I'm a true weed fan. I'm a true weed stan. Green thumb and green hand. Jammin' Leaf Village, I'm a cool geek, man. I got a smooth freak who chillin' for a cool week, man. Running through them papers like a Newsweek thing. Cause all my cushions fuckier than Juneteenth bands. I'm selling 3.5.
Yeah, DQ. Check. Have you ever had a dream in the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In a room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Alright. Nigga, have you ever had a dream during the daytime? Had the same dream since the playground. If you made it come true, cause you stay down. Nigga, have you ever really thought about the limelight? In the room full of stars when you shine bright. I'ma make the right move when the time right. Calculated every step, so I can't stand a hater out here hating on me. Niggas.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? TMI in the building. I think we need to come up with one of them catchy catchphrases everybody else does. I'm assuming that there's a reason why people do that. And my brother, he just texted me while we was sitting here. He was like, yeah, your intros are so, they so long. Pause first. And I was like, yeah, but you don't know why we do that. So for people that don't know, for YouTube, I want to say the first 5 minutes or first 10 minutes, something like that. The first 5 or 10 minutes is what they use to judge on whether you're going to get a sponsor or not, or sponsors look at it. So they want to make sure you're not vulgar, this, that, and other, because they don't have time to watch all the videos. So one of the tricks that I read is run ads in the beginning of your videos. Then by the time you do your intro and introduce everybody, then you start your show. Then you can just say whatever you want. So I think it's a novel idea. But once again, I got Hits with me in the building. Happy Father's Day to you, Hits. Speak to the people.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Big shout out to you.
Don't do it. Don't do
Okay,
it.
happy birthday.
Oh my God.
You lucky I didn't have the confetti up there and all that good stuff. But big
Yeah.
shout out to the chat, all the watchers. Listen, like, share, subscribe. It's all behind brass. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Try media.
Yeah.
Pop
They
in, holler at us. You know what I'm saying?
I was looking at the 38 years young. I was looking at I was talking to my son and he hit me with the line again. He said you was born in the 1900s.
Yeah, you're not an OG yet. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're
No,
not.
I know. I would love to be an OG,
Not
but
yet. Don't worry about it. So you should
I'm
feel
not
good.
okay. I'm not an OG yet.
Nah,
Okay,
not yet. Not yet. You know, it's a gift and a curse, you know.
it's a gift that a curse.
And the curse would be an OG, yeah. Because if you're
Oh
an
man,
OG, there ain't no going back. You know what I'm saying? You can act like an
he
OG.
said it ain't no going back. Ah,
Once you're an OG, that's it. You stay there.
no,
So
no, 38. I mean, that's the I felt. I'm not gonna say I feel good. We was up at the Vineyard, Martha's Vineyard this weekend off Cape Cod. It ain't even nothing baller. Every time I say that to somebody, they think it's something baller. It ain't. It's one of the oldest houses full of
he was balling.
spiders.
He was balling.
Nah. It's it's funny. It's like Martha's Vineyard is such a cool place because um Martha's Vineyard, it's like everything there is old. So in order to go there, it's almost like the anti this generation. Like nobody from this generation would ever want to go to that island because every single thing is old. The houses are old, the food is old, everything is old. So it's like when you go there, you kind of know you're separating yourself from all of them. And then there's another part to the island for the rich people, like Obamas and Kennedys and all of them. But like even with them, the Kardashians would never want to go there. There'd be no reason for the Kardashians would never want to go to that island, to that part of Martha's Vineyard because it wouldn't fit. You can't make a lot of noise. You can't, it's not even a lot of cars. I don't ride bikes all year round until I go to Martha's Vineyard, and then I'm bike riding with my daughter like a madman. So,
So I'm sure the weather was okay, right?
oh yeah,
At least.
definitely. Yeah, you right off the water. You right off the water. So it's hot, but believe it or not, it's hot, but it's actually kind of cold. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's just not. It's just you know. Imagine East Coast weather in the fall when the summer turns right into fall. So you're not like it's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's the perfect
We're
weather.
talking about September, y'all.
Yes. Yes. Where the kids finally go back to
Late
school.
September, yeah, late
Yes.
September. Up
Yes. So
here
out
anyway.
here, I don't know what that's like in other places, but I know in Jersey, August is too hot. And then like right around in the middle of October, it starts getting cold. Like at night it's like 30. But September, them first back to school kind of months is perfect. It's a mix of the two. So it's nice where it's like 70 degrees at night. You can sit outside. It's still kind of light out. So it was fun. What'd you do for Father's Day?
I had the kids over, brother-in-law, niece. That was it. Cooked
Are
out.
you the house where everybody goes?
My wife makes sure that Christmas, Thanksgiving, uh, uh, Fourth of July, all that. Yeah, she makes sure that. But
Mhm.
that's her taking after her mom. Just
Yeah,
having
that's
family over. She's having a difficult time adjusting to how young people do now. Like they'll just come by, say hi. It was Father's Day. I get my gifts. They eat. They're on their phone. They're out. My
mhm.
daughter's 31. My son's 28. So it's just a different generation.
No, that's how it works. This generation,
They come kiss the ring and they leave. Christmas,
yes.
Thanksgiving, then they out.
Yep. They've been fighting their whole life. I told my son, I said, you're 15 years old. All you doing is fighting to be an adult as soon as you can, and then what you think is somehow when you turn 18, this is all over with. I'm like, look at your sister. She's still, yeah, yeah. I have a golden rule. It's our family rule. It's actually on the crest that we have. You are not an adult until you provide your own food, clothing, and shelter.
So
Once you
you're
provide
talking
all three
about
of
being
those,
independent.
yes.
See, mine was simpler. Uh,
Go ahead, go ahead.
until you're independent, you are a dependent.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah, that's it. That was it.
I could dig that one.
So as long as you are a dependent or dependent, you got to follow the rules. And they got the hell up out of here. Like they don't play that. Yeah.
I never was, and I hope y'all enjoy these little ramblings. We're just rambling at the beginning of the show, just talking. Tank the goat. Here we go. We already started. I'm not starting with Tank Davis. I'm gonna get there, Sosa. Um,
In the comments. Oh, I see.
um,
What up, Sosa?
I never ever wanted to be that guy that kicked his kids out at 18.
I did.
Be-
Go ahead.
no,
Now I don't know about 18. No, you no, it's easy, bro. 18, you're out of school. So you're going to college or you're going to work, right?
right.
Um, since I was born in the 1900s, as your son would say,
Hmm.
in the summertime, we had jobs. 16, we had summer jobs. We worked like 4 hours a day. So by the time I was 18, you know, and I just grew up with my mom. Mom was like, here's what's in the fridge. Here's how many channels we have on the TV. Here's what you get for clothes. Here's anything more than that, it's on you. So,
Right.
my kids, nah, no, no, no. You graduate high school, either go to work or college, same trajectory. They both went to college. After college, now you go into the working world. You probably got what, a year,
Hmm.
and two, nothing changed around the house. That's another thing. If my son is bigger than me, nah, you got to go, bro. Like you come on now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's always
yeah. When you
tough.
start squeezing through doorways, or I gotta wait for you to come down the stairs, and you go from these infants to these people who are bigger and stronger than you. My daughter's smarter than me. She's not bigger than me. She's way like she's highly intelligent. I'm like, why are y'all here? Like, just bye.
Hmm.
No, you can't stay out. Well, I'm sure you did when you was younger. Yeah, but you don't know. There's no evidence of that. You know. But
Yeah, I was a saint when I was a kid. Let
yeah,
anybody tell it.
nah, they capable, and I think that's the main thing about them. Once they're capable, they need that little push. Their mom wouldn't want it that way, but I have to give them that little push. You know.
No mom would want that.
Yeah. Nah, mom is
I think
always
I,
mom.
I think with me, my whole thing was always, and this will probably be another good conversation. Um, my thing with me was is I looked at uh other races of people, and I've always admired, especially Spanish. Like I got Spanish people that um uh, I do business with. And I look at their how they do their family structures. I know everybody, the grandmother, the aunt, the this, that, and the other. And I've always admired how they're not in a hurry to get rid of the kids. They're not in a hurry to, like, the grandmother lives there. You know what I'm saying? Like so they got built-in babysitting, built-in tradition, built-in meals, all of the things from the past era they're able to keep. And I always wanted that structure for me. Now my mother would never do this because she don't want to live with everybody. Like, they want to do that. But I always said, like, I would love to, when I get around that age, that I would love to live with my children, live with them and raise my grandkids, or they can come live with me, but raise my grandkids and keep the consistency. But I don't like when you kick, to me, in this generation, there's some stats. You could probably pull this up, but there's some stats of children living with their parents today that are astounding. I mean, I saw numbers as high as like 60% that is still living with their parents, like 18 to a certain age. It's just wild. So I don't know if that's the economy. I don't know if that's how
Oh,
they're
oh,
being
definitely is.
raised.
It definitely is. And not living there as in having never left, but left and had to come back because of the economy,
Yeah. I
bills.
had a few friends that had to do that. I had a few friends, like older, that literally they had to move back in.
Yeah,
It was just too much. So it's like I don't want to do. Once you go, I'll help you be out there.
there you go. I'm gonna help you
Like,
go, and I'm gonna
yeah,
help you stay out there. How about
yeah, I'm gonna help you be out there. I'm not gonna be like you will always, because my family, my kids come back to visit, they bring their friends. So when you got a house, once the kids are gone, like once this one goes off to college or goes off to military or goes off to whatever he's gonna do, um, your space is large enough to where now it's kind of like you just it's not that it's empty because you enjoy being with your wife or your significant other, but it's like you miss the sounds, like I can't wait for grandkids, right? Like because it's you miss the complaining, who ate all of this and who did this and stay out the refrigerator and all of that. You miss all that stuff when it's
you?
gone.
You may be SOL because if my 31-year-old and 28-year-old ain't thinking about kids, I can't imagine by the time yours get out, like they
Yeah,
just not doing it, man. My friends' kids, like they're just
no, you're right.
they ain't trying to get married. They ain't trying to, my daughter's married, but my son is not. And children, nah, my son was like, hold on, you had us when you were this age, 23, and
Hmm.
mom was 25 or something. And then I was like, yeah. He's like, so by my age, y'all had two kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, nah.
Yep. Yep.
Nah, I like going to the gym. I like, eating. I like driving my Subaru WRX. I like my job. He just so
That's a major problem right
good
now.
luck, man. Yeah, good
That's a
luck.
major problem right now. The birth rate and how these kids they have no interest in marriage. They have no interest in having children. They're just not interested. They just don't care. It's not something that it's not like a hurry. I remember like when I was younger, it was more important. And that's in what the 90s. It was more important. It was like these are
Or,
things
or,
like
or doing
what else?
anything more than 5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
My son works for the power company, so he's more low key introvert. He's gonna stay there. My daughter, every 2 years, she on to something new. Every
Hmm.
3 years, she on to something new. She like me, like, okay, I seen that, did that. But she's more physical with it. Like California, Virginia, upstate, down there, Nyack, all of just nah. I do this today. I do NFTs, I do art, I do counseling, I work for the state. She's just everywhere. And nah, my
We
son.
got to book that show. I know. Yeah, I know. I understand your hesitancy because I'm
No,
about as
nah, nah,
private as
nah.
it
She
is.
she she was here at Father's Day. But the stuff they do is like the NFTs and the art and the crypto
Hmm.
and all that. That's like a literal whole show, just so people understand like what it is. But nah, she's down. She's like me. She'll talk to anybody about anything.
Yeah,
Period.
I want to hear about that. I'm mainly interested in purchasing, but I definitely want to hear about it because I think topics that are outside of like my wheelhouse, where I can't really participate in the conversation. I just got to kind of follow the lead of whatever that person is saying, short of doing some quick fake research or something, act like I know what I'm talking about. But that would be interesting to me. Those are the kind of topics I think, especially young females in the business or in any kind of business, is something I want to focus on. Hey, I want to put your attention to something real quick. So we always have these AI conversations, right? And um, we joke about Chat GPT. We're serious about Chat GPT, whatever you want to call it. But I saw this other day, and I thought it was very interesting. Facebook shut down an AI engine after its chatbots created a unique, incomprehensible language. The Facebook AI research lab found the bots deviated from their programming and started communicating autonomously. While AI isn't sentient yet, experts like Ray Kurzweil and Stephen Hawking warn it could eventually surpass human capabilities, posing risks. Now, the source is Forbes. You can look it up for yourself. What does that What does that tell you about AI? What is that? What is that? Because you're a tech person. So what does that say to you? What warning signs does that throw out?
Hold on one second. I think I'm gonna upload something for you to laugh at.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get rid of that.
Throw on this tinfoil hat to be safe.
Yeah, those are gonna be funny.
You
Those are
have
gonna
to
be
put the
funny.
link to that somewhere. Whatever that is. Facebook shut down an AI engine after it
Okay, yeah, I
created.
just did. We
Yeah,
was
yeah,
definitely on the same
yeah.
page.
Like language, like
So
that, computer language and our language is not the same. It's kind of coding, it's kind of zeros and ones on one side, and our language is more natural language, which is based on observation, uh, 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 location, age, demographics. So hold on, let me put that on the big screen. Let's see what you got here. Scroll up.
I'm gonna make it
Deviate
larger.
script. Yeah, that looks like what you was talking about before. Hallucination. Remember we went through that?
So now
Uh,
this is old. This is what scared me was that this is about 6 years old. So it created its own language and a creepy preview of our potential future. This is 2021. That's Stephen Hawking. So it says basically everything I just said. Researchers at the Facebook AI Research Lab found that the chatbots had deviated from the script and were communicating in a new language developed without human input. It is as concerning as it is amazing. Artificial intelligence is not sentient, at least not yet. It may be someday, though, or it may approach something close enough to be dangerous. There's been warnings, obviously. So we're not talking about whether or not Alexa is eavesdropping on your conversations or whether Siri knows too much about your calendar or local data. There is a massive difference between a voice enabled digital assistant and an artificial intelligence. These digital assistant platforms are just glorified web search and basic voice interaction tools. The level of intelligence is minimal. But they're saying, why is this scary? Think Skynet from Terminator or WOPR from War Games. Our entire world is wired and connected, and artificial intelligence will eventually figure that out and figure out how to collaborate and cooperate with other AI systems. Maybe the AI will determine that mankind is a threat or that mankind is an inefficient waste of resources, conclusions that seem plausible from a purely logical perspective. So
Skynet.
now, right,
Skynet.
right. So this whole time, I thought that these were just movies. Like, that wasn't really like a thing. It wasn't really like you know, uh, it wasn't like a actual thing that we'd have to worry about. But if this was happening 6 years ago, the thing that scares me is where will we be now? Where could we possibly be
What
now?
I don't see is that the computers can communicate using that unique language, right?
Right.
To me, it looks like they hallucinated, which they knew happened or happens. Now, if they were able to communicate with each other and or be creative, that's the difference. Like those are some large differences, between computers and humans. computers operate off like strict protocols. They can't operate outside of protocols because it's not programmed into them. You can tell them to, and I'm not talking about like search engines where you can set up something to keep searching until it finds the answer that you're looking for or answer the prompt or the query that you put in. But to continuously create, communicate, uh 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 and then advance the conversation or method and or thought process, computers can't do that. Like they don't have an imagination. Even though you can type in, make me an image of a rabbit on a skateboard, it's based off other images of rabbits and skateboards that it had to be trained on. So they lack imagination. A specific language, they would have to understand that language, which computers only like computers aren't like humans. Like if you go to China, you may have to learn how to speak Chinese. No, computers don't work that way. Computers in China work the same ways they do here, South America, North Pole, anywhere, because they all, use the same code. So that's something else that's different. What's up, Chef? What's up, Slade? What's up, Sosa? Who else we got in there? But yeah, I don't. I'm gonna go back to my original thought about it. Where is it at? Are you in here? Oh, let's see.
So now it's saying, right? So
Mhm.
you know how I am with social media and news, and how how you never really know. Uh, by the way, Chef, last night, that show you did last night, just that little quick hour, whatever that you did, I watched a little bit of it this morning. Fire show, bro. I listened to it on the way home. It was that was a good, it was a light conversation. Then y'all, and I'm gonna say again, well, I ain't gonna say it live. I'll tell y'all again in Discord. Just remind me, so I gotta say something in the Discord. Because you got into a conversation with somebody last night and they did it again. That's all I'm gonna say. They did it
Did it
again. They
again?
doubled down on
Oh
something.
no! Here
Yeah,
we
they
go.
did it again. I literally, they defended one type of criminal versus another type of criminal, and it just oh man, it was a bad look. But so I always fact check this stuff because social media will jam you up, right? Social media will definitely jam you up. So Facebook fact check: Facebook didn't pull the plug on two chatbots because they created a language. So the claim, Facebook, come on, get off my screen, lady. The claim, Facebook discontinued two AI robots after they developed their own language. Some on social media claim this evolution has already happened. Facebook already shut down two of its AI robots. The robots were named Alice and Bob after they started talking to each other in a language that they made up. It's in a Facebook group called Scary Stories and Urban Legends. The post, which has more than 1,500 interactions, goes on to claim the two AIs created their language to communicate faster and more efficiently. And some of it are true, but this didn't happen recently, and Facebook didn't shut down Alice and Bob. Alice and Bob were negotiation chatbots. I don't know what that is, but they were negotiation chatbots. Chatbots aren't yet capable of more sophisticated functions beyond, say, answering customer questions or ordering food. Facebook's artificial intelligence group set out to see if these programs would be taught to negotiate. Oh, that's weird. The result, Alice and Bob. Using a game where the two chatbots, as well as human players, bartered virtual items such as books, hats, and Alice and Bob demonstrated they can make deals with varying degrees of success. They spoke to each other. The post claimed that the bots spoke to each other in a made up language checks out. Facebook observed the language when Alice and Bob were negotiating among themselves. Researchers realized they hadn't incentivized the bots to stick to rules of English, so what resulted was seemingly nonsensical dialogue. Oh. So it said, look, it says it right here. It says,
Hold on. Hey, look, I'll be right back. Go ahead, finish reading it.
no,
I
no,
gotta
go
let my
ahead,
dog
Ace.
out because
Okay,
he's spiraling. That's why we need
okay, I
Chef
got
up
you.
here for a dog show
Exactly,
one day. Chef,
exactly. Agents will drift off understandable language and invent code words for themselves. Dhruv Batra, a visiting researcher at FAIR. Like I say the 5 times. You interpret that to mean I want 5 copies of this item. This isn't so different from the way communities of humans create shorthands. So Facebook didn't shut down the bots for creating their own language. Creating chatbots that can communicate intelligently with humans was the point of the okay. So it was the point of the research. So when they started using their own shorthand, Facebook just directed them to prioritize correct English usage. Okay, I don't know. That's a little scary for me. But if you're gonna freestyle and just be doing stuff, I feel like this is an attack on ChatGPT again. The link is in the chat if you want to come in. The link is in the chat. I didn't. Hold on. Let's see what you said. Hold on, take this off the screen. So Chef says, Sosa, watch these niggas. Of course, you should. I feel like this is the attack on Chat. Jesus Christ. I didn't have a topic or anything just off the cuff. We got to collaborate, y'all. No, I agree. We definitely got to collaborate. But I'm interested. There's a comment that was said on that show last night. Man, it's funny. For people that don't know, I have a rule. I support everybody's show, right? I support everybody's show. Uh, and what I'll do is, obviously, I don't have time to watch all the shows. Some of these shows are live at the same time. So what I will do is I'll come into the show. If it's somebody I don't know, but they are, they just starting out, I'll put peace to the chat, and then I'll like it. I'll like the show. Chef's show or Sosa World or something like that, I have more of a relationship with them. I'll stay for a while, put some stuff in the chat, this, that, and the other. But every time I go to Chef's show, every time I go to Chef's show, something happens where what you want? Okay, he's trying to change it. Something happens where I hear something and I'm like, man, just that part, that little 1 minute part of the show would be a good show. So walk with me on this. So we're done with the AI thing. They were supporting it. They don't have a problem with it. So on Chef's show last night, there was a conversation.
Hold on, hold that thought 1 second.
Okay.
If you take Alexa,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
yeah. If you take two, devices that are listening, Siri and Alexa, and have them conversate, they'll just go back and forth. It's a conversation, and it's still a premise that you set up. Uh, like the new Chat GPT, you can tell it respond um in French. No matter what I say, respond to me in French. So that
Mm-hmm.
way, if you were in if somebody no, if you were in France and you wanted to say, hey, how do I ask the person where the bus is at? It would say it in French, and you can, let the people listen to it, and there you have your translation. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is always going to be creativity and imagination, which is what they don't have. You can set them on a task. Like they have that out already now, at least 5, 6 years. Agents, custom GPTs, things like that. You can tell it, create something for me, and show me your processes, and it will go through. You could tell it double check itself, triple check. Uh, uh, Tell me each phase of the process that you went through. Document
Mm-hmm.
that, and that's what it's going to do. It's just following a task. That's all for the most part. But as far as them, they're not going to sit there and just come up with a language. You have to tell it. You know, you create a language and have the other bot listen to it. Okay, respond to that language. It's not going to learn. It's not going to communicate. It's not going to. It's just they're computers. Our job is to make some shit look, sound, and act like us. And then when it does, we're like, oh, that's weird. No, that's what we want it to do. You want a robot to lift something for you. You want a computer to think faster for you. You want a system to be more efficient than you. And then when it does, it's like, whoa, hold on, that's scary. So
But that's
go
the
ahead.
Oppenheimer theory, though. One of. Did you see Oppenheimer, the movie?
Yeah, but that's not misuse, but once it gets out of your hands, okay, it's out of your hands. Um, you kind of knew what it was about, and then you're
Hmm.
talking what post
Cold War.
yeah, yeah. So it's there's a lot of different factors. Like it's just like, okay, I'm gonna sit around and create nuclear fusion or something like that, to
Exactly.
benefit society. But at the same time, in a war environment, or a society where you just can't create something and own it without it being against the law, right? Some things may be against the law. You don't have the money to fund it, and anytime you get investors, they have a say so, right? You have to present something, to them, letting them know it's a sound investment, moral. And I think that was his dilemma, like, oh shit, this could, wipe out the planet if it goes wrong, while he's sitting next to military people or government companies. So, you know,
I think the thing that when I thought about Oppenheimer, I never I never I never think the new duck.
I don't know what the hell they talking about.
No, they talk about the Baltimore Slave, how they talk. It's just
Oh,
hilarious.
dude,
um,
you.
yeah, you and you and all of that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Baltimore for those. It is what it is.
Yes, we are.
I'm
Yeah, yes,
forever.
we are. Try Media
No,
is a
no,
fan of
they
Baltimore.
are. I'm not. So Trimedia is brassism.
We are a
But
fan of that.
so the thing that tripped me out with Oppenheimer before we go to this next one. This next one's a good topic though. Is um I never thought about the scene in Oppenheimer where they show that if he presses the button, he could destroy the world, and that they can't test it because even in the test, when you press the button, the outcome could be because they thought that the atoms basically it's an atom bomb. But what'll happen
It would be a
is
chain
it's a
reaction.
chain
Yeah, yeah,
reaction
yeah. It
that
would
would
be a
never
chain reaction.
stop. There'd be nothing that you could do to stop it. So I always thought that, like, could you imagine the heart that it takes? And then you go to Terminator when they were about to turn on Skynet, where they're literally right about to give the all of the internet, all of the world. Wait, I could say frog, I could say log. Wait, I could say a frog, I could say log, but I
I
can't
can't
say
say
dog.
dog. It's Doug. Leave
Oh
these
my
good
god.
people alone. Y'all people
Nah,
at
that's
Try
what it
Media be
is. It's a
bothering
fact.
good folks and how they
Nah,
speak.
it's a fact. It's a Baltimore thing. It's literally a Baltimore thing. But we about to get into that. So that was the biggest fear. It's like, man, you didn't know that this was going to destroy the earth, and you still press the button. Still,
Again, look at who was next to him. If it was up
right? The
to
U.S.
him,
government, U.S. government, and the military.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's context, man. So you can create something that's meant for good. It depends on whose hands it in. Like we're on a computer system right now. How do you hack someone's system? Through a computer. But in a third world country, if they get access to a network or something, they're like the dark web, all that. That's where it comes from. People trying to make, it's not just governments. It's people, man. If people are uh, 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 depressed, oppressed, they come up with ways to
Mm,
survive, and they'll use whatever means necessary. Our people did it here through song, and they did it, through being maroons. They fought, Nat Turner. You got people who went to government to fight stuff. So it's not the tool, it's whose hands it's in. So once, and I'm sure in Oppenheimer's brain, if I'm there, at least I can express my concerns.
hmm
You know, I could sell it, I can do this, I could fight against it. But he saw at some point there's no fighting, and I think how he ended his career. I think he went to school, to teach. He tried to speak against it on panels, but it didn't work.
Yeah, and then the Cold War, for
Yeah, yeah,
context, the
yeah.
Cold War was wild. Nobody
Toothpaste is out the
trusted each
tube.
other.
That's it.
Yeah,
It's done.
everybody's trying to collaborate. Nobody trusts each other. We're all
And
in
they
a
got the
race.
technology. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
split up the scientists after World War II between Russia and the United States. I know it was the United States, but as a singular entity, but
yeah. I get
that's
what
what
you
we
mean.
did. Yeah,
Yeah,
and all the technology that the Germans had, we split it. You
yeah.
know,
I mean, Einstein was still alive.
yeah,
So we're talking. Yeah, this is. These are different times. That wasn't YouTube. This was something different. The actual titans of science and technology. These
mhm.
people are alive. Okay, so I'm gonna set. This is on Chef So. Chef and Sosa, y'all could join if y'all want to, but this is about Chef's show, and then we're gonna get into Tank Davis.
Chef
So,
don't want
like I
no smoke.
said, I join people's shows. I talk for a little bit. If I'm cool with you, I'll stay. Maybe hit a panel. Not really, but I'll try to. Because I got other stuff to do. We're building a company, so I'm having a lot of conversations that are going nowhere. But it is what it is. When you're building, that's what happens. So last night on Chef's show, he was having a conversation. It was Sosa, another person, Chief X, and Chef. And they were having a conversation. I came in on the back end of the conversation, but in this conversation, and maybe Sosa or one of y'all hit the link to give me context, because I didn't go back and watch the whole thing. But it was somebody was calling Sosa a drug kingpin. Just hear me out. Just I know it's wild, it's crazy, but it's wild. I purposely didn't bring this up to Sosa earlier because I wanted to say this live. So, and he was sitting there like, I'm not like a drug kingpin or nothing like that. Then they started talking about how Chief Jack sold drugs and this, that, and the other. But there was a comment that was made, and it's a show that I wanted to do a long time ago, maybe like 3 or 4 months ago when I was in the Discord, but I never did it. And it was right after the show I did on pedophilia, and there was a comment made that it's all crime. There's no difference between a drug kingpin. Now follow me. I didn't say this. I'm just telling you what was said. There's no difference between a person who assaults children or assaults women or anything like that. There's no difference between that crime and a drug dealer, to the point where the comment was even that murderers, drug dealers, pimps are championed in the hood, but someone who commits an assault against a child or assault against a woman is ostracized, and that person was saying that they're the same thing as all crime. Exactly. Exactly. That is the wildest thing. And I was sitting there, and the funny thing is, I know that that
Hold on.
wasn't the topic. That wasn't what they was talking about.
Let's go up in a helicopter, right?
Okay, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
think what happens sometimes
And
is we
Chef,
get
I need one of y'all to give me context. I don't
no,
want y'all just to come
yeah,
up here
yeah,
for
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Give me
We get
context
way
so I
too
know I'm not tripping.
granular. Yeah, we
Go
get way
watch
too
Chef's show
granular.
from last night. Give us some views and just tell me if I'm tripping.
To assault someone is an intention, right? And we're just going to use selling drugs, just general. Someone would have to come purchase drugs from you. That's a voluntary act on their part. We ain't gonna talk about how they got on drugs, are they addicted, any of that. No. When you assault someone, that's different. That's you taking action. So those, to me, on a surface level, they're different. One would be you being the victim of something if you're on the other end, or if I'm selling. I don't know if we can say that on YouTube.
No, I
Truth
got
tell, but if I'm out here clocking and you come to me, that's you voluntarily coming to purchase something from me. That's not me kicking down your door. Hey, smoke this, shoot that up. No, no, no.
Exactly.
To assault a person, male, female, a child, adult, that's different. So those are obviously they're both crimes, but I think they're different.
So the conversation, I guess, Chef's giving the context. The conversation was in regards to Nzinga. Now, this conversation in that community always sparks interesting. It always sparks interesting conversation. And for those that don't know, it's about Queen Nzinga. Queen Nzinga was just to give you like a rough estimate. Um, Queen Nzinga was a queen, an African queen. She worked with the Portuguese, worked with the Dutch, but she sold slaves, right? So she was a slaver, right? But she was doing it as it's portrayed as though she's doing it as a means to an end, meaning she was going out, conquering, killing, going to war, whatever you want to call it. But the people that were lost, she would take them in and sell them as slaves, right? She wasn't actively going out to go get slaves. We've established that. It would come as the byproduct of war or conquering, and she would participate with the Portuguese and the Dutch to sell slaves into slavery. Well, the conversation in and around that is some people say, well, she was doing what she was supposed to do because they know the backstory, this, that, and the other. And, it wasn't slavery in the sense of that. Other people are simply saying she put people into slavery. She was a slaver. You can look at her and honor her however you want, but she was a slaver. So I'm gonna stand on this. There's no way that all crimes should ever be considered equal because it's a crime to take $50 out of a cash register. And if you do it at the post office, it's a federal crime. But I look at it as different stages of murder. If I kill you, it could be manslaughter. It could be what is it? First degree murder. It could be voluntary manslaughter, involuntary. So if somebody dies of involuntary manslaughter, they're no less dead, right? Than if I did a first degree murder, but it's different degrees. That's why they have it. To open your mouth, and I'm gonna say this again because I feel like the person that said it is gonna lynch themselves again. To open your mouth and say that pedophiles and sexual assault and crimes against children are the same as what would be a felony? Driving 100 miles an hour on the highway is ridiculous. And to me, a person that would say that, matter of fact, I'm gonna put this to the chat. In the chat, I can't wait till we know how to do these polls. In the chat, I'd like to know if you consider pedophilia the same level of crime as oh, great point, Adrian, as every other crime. Are there some crimes that are above each other? Speaking of that, I got an interesting tidbit on the draft. So so Adrian says about Nzinga, she went from being in a system that rated others to sell others, when she repositioned herself to be an intermediary between the enslaved and Portugal. Yeah, yeah, from what I know, Nzinga was a cross-dressing, family-killing side switcher. See, listen,
What the
I don't
hell are
know.
you reading?
No,
Oh,
I'm just
Jesus.
going. I'm just
Oh,
going
I
above.
just saw that. Jesus.
Have you ever
I'm
have you
like, that ain't
ever
no wiki. Wait a minute.
yeah, no, it's not. But no, I want to be clear on that. And I heard that, and I want to get y'all thoughts because Chef and Sosa couldn't go into it because they were talking about Nzinga. But I'd love to hear y'all thoughts on that. There's no way you call a pedophile the same crime as something else. That's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't want to get into Nzinga. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I done been up the block, round the corner. I could tell everyone my stance on Nzinga. Are you familiar with Nzinga? Are you familiar with it?
I watched the movie.
There was a movie.
Yeah, yeah, Queen and Zinga, I think it was called.
I didn't know there was a movie. I'd love to watch that movie.
And it's also, I guess, in the frame if people start looking up women who are in power in Africa, those are like two different things. Women in power, and I guess that's not ancient history, but in historical Africa, like I'm sure you would run across her name. So I heard it before, but to know the details, no.
I didn't know there was a movie. Sosa, just put in the chat if you're not hitting the link, put in the chat when he said that to you last night that basically drug dealers and are celebrated and pedophiles are not, and they should be all on the same accord. I want to know what you thought when he said that to you, because that's who somebody said it to Sosa. So I wanted to, and I was so interested. I wish they'd have went somewhere with that conversation, because the Nzinga conversation just goes on and on and on. It never stops, bro. It never stops. And the thing is, I understand both arguments on both sides. There's a person who argues it the best. Nzinga, Queen of Angola. I never heard of this movie.
It looks like there's a few movies, but the one most recent, no, this 2013 is this one, right? Woman King.
Wait, that was Nzinga?
Is it in Zynga? I don't know. Hold
No,
on, let's
I
look.
don't think I don't think that was
Woman
Nzinga.
King, Kingdom of the Homie. Who's in the chat who knows this stuff?
I don't think the Woman King was about Nzinga, because I saw
Okay.
that movie. I didn't see nothing. I didn't see that.
Oh,
Wait,
Angola. Okay, that's a different one. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So who's
It's the idea
Zinga?
that anyone has done wrong can speak against cruelty.
This is
What are you saying? It's the idea that anyone has done wrong. Are you saying can't speak against cruelty or criminality? I'm assuming you're saying can't. So basically, what they were using was it's the idea that anyone who has done wrong can't speak against cruelty or criminality. Man, remember that pet peeve I told you about, people telling me what they'll let me do or what you can do, that kind of stuff? Don't tell me what I can do or what I can't. That doesn't make sense. I want to watch this movie though. Which one did you watch?
I watched the woman. I watched this one. What is it called? No, the Woman King. That's the one I watched. That's
Oh
not
yeah,
in
that's not
Zynga,
in
right?
Zynga though. Yeah, I
Okay,
want to
so
watch a movie. I think I'm
but
gonna
hold
watch a
on. In
movie on
Zynga,
Zynga.
right here. Here's one.
Yeah, what's
Chef,
that one?
Chef said Netflix.
Netflix?
That's what Chef said.
That's probably a documentary if it's on
So
Netflix.
let's do this. Netflix. Sitting here talking to y'all when we could be looking at it, right? African
His
Queens.
defense was, if I sold drugs, I could not speak against
There you go.
Nzinga. His defense was, if I sold drugs, I could not speak against. Oh my God, y'all should have. You know,
Jada Pinkett.
wait, Jada Pinkett made this?
No, starring.
Oh,
Oh,
starring,
hold
because she's
on.
an
She's a
actress.
producer. Yeah. African
Put
Queens
this in Google.
and
Put this in
Jenga.
Google. Put this in Google.
What, the movie?
Yeah, I want to see who put it together.
It says it right there. Executive produced, narrated by
Oh,
Jada.
okay.
Yeah, right there. I think this is what Chef is talking about.
Chef, you in the chat. Is this what sparked this conversation? I'll go watch this today. Yeah, I'll go watch this today. Well, tomorrow. I don't have time today, but I'll watch it tomorrow.
I don't I don't want to know who y'all talking about here, but
You know who we talking about.
No, I don't. I'm sure I know, but I don't think I want to know
There
because
was a conversation a long time ago where a person came out and said that one of his friends that he grew up with was a pedophile.
yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, see? They say you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, see? Yeah, that's what started it back up. Okay, yeah, Marcus, that's what he said. So all boys. And I left the conversation then, right? And I always find it funny that in someone's conversation, same way how you could tell somebody is intelligent, in someone's conversation, you can always tell, like, okay, yeah, that's how you really feel. But I'm gonna leave it alone because it'll come back. I don't understand how she acquired slaves, changes her status. What? I'm not trying to be funny, but y'all texting is driving me crazy today. Hold on. I don't understand how she acquired slaves, changes her status as a slaver. I don't understand. Okay, so you're saying why would it change her status as a slaver because she acquired the slaves through war? I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I'm not throwing my hat in this Nzinga conversation. I'm a person. I'm not a person that likes to do the cross domain. This is definitely not my specialty per se. But I'm not going to. I'm going to stand on it that she is a slaver. If me calling her a slaver puts you in the frame of mind of the same as the transatlantic slave traders or a plantation owner in Georgia in the during the slave during that time, then that's on you. But to say she's not a slaver, you would be wrong. I don't know. Like I don't know enough about the subject, so I'm just putting my opinion. I'm not throwing my hat in the ring. I'm just saying my opinion on it. I've said this before. Um, there are people on the other side of the argument. They say that she's in museums. She's being honored, um, so that she technically wouldn't be considered the same as everyone else. But they build monuments to slave owners too that they just had to tear down. So I don't know. I'm not throwing my hat in that ring. People far above my pay grade that study these kinds of things. I'm sure y'all know much information, but with the little bit of information I know, I would be comfortable in calling her a slaver. That's what I would say. She's a slaver. She participated in the trading of slaves. She's a slaver. Why she did it, what reason she did it for, and all of that does not take away from the fact that she is a slaver. Now, do they honor her? Yes. The people in her village, the people in her part of Africa, maybe all over. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know enough, but that's my opinion. I'm gonna stay there. Let me get to Tank Davis, man. Let me get to Tank Davis. So I don't do catchy titles. I don't do I don't do the clickbait. That's what they call it. I don't do clickbait titles. I don't believe in it. I think it's cool, right?
I do,
But
but go ahead.
yeah, no, I know. But I know like for marketing purposes, right? But I know people that do like they do clickbait titles, but then they never actually talk about um, whatever the title was. You know what I mean? So just to give this story some context, Tank Davis is overrated, and I'm standing on it. Hit the link if you got an issue. I'm pretty sure you're gonna agree with me. 1 second. Let me just set this up. Now you said you watched the fight this weekend, right?
I did.
Tell me what was that like? Because I know you're not really into sports. So, but first off, how did you end up watching the fight?
I have this new program on my TV back there. We can't see it. And since I got a lot of time off now,
Uh-huh.
through no cause of my own, I said, let me watch the fight. So I watched the fight, and obviously, I know who Tank Davis is.
Hmm.
I keep hearing about this left hand. So, and then to find out he was out, what he didn't box for like a year. I think was his last match. Let me go back to the comments.
Well, he was locked up. And we're gonna go into his timeline, but he was
Oh,
locked up.
not in the last year. He wasn't locked up.
I think he was. I mean, we're gonna do the research, but
I would not know
I
that.
think he was.
I would not know anything about that. But yeah, I just thought how the announcers, put forward that he was, a little rusty. But I guess that's his style, a slow start. Um, I don't know. So, but it was a good
What do you
fight.
think of the
I
fight?
did
Did
watch
you
it.
did you think it's
No, no, no. It was a good fight. I'm not a fan of uh 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 the hands up walking in constantly for like 6 or 7 rounds, and
mhm.
just taking shots to the body and to the head. But I guess he had that his opponent figured out, and I think they used to be sparring partners. I heard so.
Logic in the building? What's going on?
Don't ask me anything about sports. So whoever's listening, yeah, I'm not the sports guy.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I did
you're
watch the
definitely
fight
not the sports guy.
and the NBA championship, the finals. So
I ain't even get into the
I'm
Celtics.
proud of
Wow.
myself. I'm just saying I
All right, so
watched
let's
it,
say no, no,
and that's
no.
all I have to
Shout out,
add.
shout out to the Celtics for winning the NBA Finals. It went about exactly as I thought it was gonna go. It probably went one more game than I thought. Logic, are you gonna be able to actually talk? Is your connection up? Are you just visiting? Because I'm about to have a sports conversation, and I feel like I'm about to have it with myself. Because I don't think it hits is not hits will throw in a couple of things, but he ain't about to participate. Tank is not overrated. Stop. He is a great fighter. He fights who is put in front of him. Now he can ask to fight the well-known guys. Stop the cap. That's a background. That's a video I'm gonna need. Stop the cap. Just stop the cap. That's not how. That's not. He is. Not, is he a legend? Not yet. Then we agree. Then we agree. I'm gonna set the context in a second, but let me finish with the Celtics. Peace to them. I don't think the Celtics are an all-time great team. I don't think Jason Tatum is. I don't even think Jason Tatum is a top 5 player. I've been reading one of the things with this generation is it's a phrase that I'm very used to because I got all these brothers who do this all the time. I got 6 brothers, 7 sisters, and they do this thing called prisoner of the moment. Because social media inundates you with the accomplishments of the people now, what happens is like Jokic last year. Jokic last year for the Denver Nuggets, they won the NBA title. He was an MVP, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And before the game ended, they said, "Is Nikola Jokic better than Shaquille O'Neal?" I turned the TV off because social media, you see all of this stuff, things happen, you're inundated with all of these news. They're taking things that happen and making them bigger than what they are. So last night on the panel, I think it was Grant Hill and a couple other people. They made a comment that Jason Tatum has had a better career than Larry Bird. I, I'm not pausing for like theatrical effect, but just the fact that you would say that Jason Tatum has had a career even close to Larry Bird is offensive. It's offensive. So what happens is now what I had to deal with this weekend. One of my brothers actually agreed with them because they started doing the analytics. Well, he's got this much points and he shoots this percentage and he's played this many games and this, that, and the other, all forgetting that Larry Bird and Magic Johnson carried the entire NBA on their back in the 80s. Every single Sunday, it was Lakers versus Celtics. There was a video game called Lakers versus Celtics. I've seen the documentaries. There's a Magic Bird documentary. There was a time when the NBA was about to go out of business. They were fighting all the time. They were doing drugs at halftime. That's Jordan's story. on when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came into the league, that's like 70, that's like the very beginning of the 80s. And at that time, they didn't have a TV deal. They weren't, it wasn't as not the anti-Jordan guy. Oh God. I gotta stay out the chat. So thank you, Marcus. You almost got me. So when Magic and Bird came into the league, they came into the league and said, they're going to make it all about them. It was obviously a black and white thing. One guy's in Los Angeles, one guy's in Boston. I get it. So they made it that, and they built the league on this. They made video games. They did sneaker commercials, famous sneaker commercials. I saw the documentary. It was interesting. And then they made it about them. So those two guys were carrying the league on their back. Now, fast forward to Michael Jordan, I'll give him his due. Michael Jordan was carrying the league on his back because there was a time when it was just a lot of fighting. They were fighting. There was a lot of drug scandals. Sponsors were kind of running away from the NBA to an extent. And then Jordan kind of popped up. And then that kind of changed. That all kind of changed too. So I give him his props where his props is due. So right off of, that's the comment for Jason Tatum. To compare Jason Tatum to Larry Bird is just disrespectful. So me and my brother sitting there, we watching the Tank Davis fight. And the Tank Davis fight, he starts talking about how Tank Davis is top 10 all time. So I said, top 10 all time, like what? Are you talking about his class? Are you talking about, top 10 what? He said, no, he's a top 10 fighter of all time. He's got 31 there, start talking about this and another. I said, so do you know that there were people that boxed like before Saturday, right? And he was like, yeah. I was like, so you're calling him, so if he's top 10, then he would be a legend. I said, he said, yeah, he's a legend. Nobody wants to fight him. And once again, I'm not pausing for theatrical effect. But stop. Tank Davis is a good fighter. I would even go so far as to say Tank Davis is a great fighter. A legendary fighter? No. A top 10 boxer? No. No way. Sosa, we're going to do this live, right? And then I'm going to go enjoy my birthday. We're going to do this live. I say he's not a top 10 fighter by weight class. He's definitely not a top 10 fighter. Now, here's the thing. I understand that because the one thing I don't want to do is be a hater. I'm not trying to be a hater. I feel like a hater right now, but I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not saying that he is terrible. I'm not saying that, all boxers pick their fights. They take easy fights. They take tough fights. Sosa even framed it as that Mayweather taught Tank to not take crazy fights in the beginning. Take those at the end of your career, build your career up, build your stats up, and then go out with your tough fights. Okay, if that's the case, fine. But that still doesn't make him a legend. It still doesn't make him top 10. Baltimore's in the building. All right, but I want to preface anything that this next man says. He is Baltimore through and through. There is nothing that I can say that is going to go against my man, Chef and L. What's up, Chef? You're in the building. What's going on, G?
What's going on, y'all? What's up with y'all?
What's nothing much, bro. Fire show last night. Your off the cuff shows. I don't know if this is a compliment or not. Your off the cuff shows are more entertaining to me than the planned shows, where you just hit the button. And I heard that's what you used to do in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And those shows was fire. It's funny. Those are the ones I like on the in the archives of the channel too. So those are fire.
Yeah, well, human nature, there's a space for improv, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's something about it. We love planned media and improv media. Like it's space for both of them. You know what I mean? So that's cool. But yeah, Tank, I agree with you. See, I'm a boxing fan first. All right,
Yes, thank you.
I'm a boxing fan first. So yes, Tank is a great fighter now, and that's only in comparison to what he's in league with now. It's a contemporary argument. It's not an all-time argument. He ain't did
Yes,
enough to have an all-time argument already. Just like these
exactly.
NBA players right now. They haven't done anything to be all-time yet, right? It is a
Thank you.
contemporary argument, right? It is how they measured up against their contemporaries, not all-time greats whose careers has ended. I think LeBron, Steph Curry, and probably Kevin Durant are the only current players that have all time status associated with them because of their accolades.
Right.
But other than that, everybody else is just contemporary accolades. But yeah, I'm with you.
See, that's all I'm saying. I think this prisoner of the moment now is just disgusting to me. It is like Anthony Edwards. Oh, he's the next Michael Jordan. Comparison. What is that quote? Comparison is the death of. It's something. It's a quote. When you are in a hurry to compare something, you're killing it because they never get a chance to be who they're gonna become. And calling
Right.
Anthony Edwards the next Michael Jordan, you can't capture the feeling of what that was like in the late 80s, early 90s through Six Rings.
Yeah,
So
he
you
never
can't
gonna match. He
recapture
never
that
gonna match.
feeling. No,
He's never gonna catch that.
never. So now you're giving this kid, I think he's like 22 years old,
Right,
24,
a
23,
hill that he
24.
can't climb.
Exactly. So now here's the thing though. So if he does win 3, 4 titles, if he does win MVPs, if he does do this, that, and the third, what happens is you've created something that he can't beat. To where
Right.
even if he won 6 titles, even if he did every single thing that Michael Jordan did, you created this thing to where he'll never be that. And like last year, Sosa, I don't know if you saw last year. So they said right after the Nuggets won the finals last year, they said we're gonna have to start having a conversation about is Jokic better than Shaquille O'Neal? It's a discussion. Sometimes with all of these critiques, one of these things I don't like about having a channel, that's why I can't wait until I have enough shows or Try Media has enough shows going where I can kind of move to the background where I prefer. But we got to critique things. I'm not a person that likes to critique. I don't like to do that per se. I don't even like people that do critique. My favorite poem is Man in the Arena. My favorite written piece of art of written literature is Man in the Arena. So I understand the difference of the people that's out there fighting versus the people that are, whatever. But there is no possible way that we could ever say to Shaquille, we can't, it's too early. Their cement isn't dry yet. I don't even like having the LeBron Michael Jordan conversation yet because his cement isn't dry. He's still going. He done took this record out to 40,000 points. At some point, we're gonna have to say what's going on. But when do we stop the argument? So that's my thing with Tank Davis. I would never be disrespectful of Tank. But do you know how many lightweights it was in life? Do you know how many
Yeah, that's
matter of
nuts.
fact? Yeah, they're saying he's the
That's saying
greatest
he better
lightweight
than
now.
Roberto Duran.
Yeah, like stop that's not even it's funny,
Yeah,
Chef right
you
now
can't even.
is
It's
listening to
crazy.
hits, listen to us talk about boxing. You're talking about somebody that does not talk about in sports at all, and you sit here listening to us talk about Tank Davis all time. So who do you? All right. So being that we got you in here, he just beat up Frank Martin. I want to play this video. You might not can't see it, but I want to play this video. Look at this. Look at these guys that Tank is fighting are afraid. He's flinching.
Watch him see. I'm not the things need me. I ain't around, they won't take.
He's flinching. He's terrified. Before he even threw the punch, he's running from him. And anybody who saw that fight, did you watch the fight, Chef?
Yep.
He was running from round one. From round one, Martin was running, and then as soon as Tank started hitting him with body shots, it was over. It was over. See, look at Sosa. Joker is there with 2 MVPs. If he won another one, we got to have the convo. No, we don't. No, we don't have to have the convo. No, we don't have to have the conversation. I don't want to have that conversation. It's not. It wouldn't be a good conversation. So I'm gonna just do all-time lightweights before you go. All-time lightweights. So lightweight ranking, all time. Let's see. All time. Man, that's I know you watch boxing because you said Roberto Duran. Lord. Okay. So what'd you say? Go ahead. I don't know who Benny Leonard is, but they're saying that he is arguably the greatest lightweight champion ever. I don't know who Benny Leonard is. Joe Gans. See, these are all people from the 50s. But see, there you go. Roberto Duran. Oh, come on. Pernell Whitaker. Julio Cesar Chavez. See, they're going back too far. Let's see modern era. All-time modern era. Modern era. Okay, top 25 lightweights of all time. Okay, we accept. I don't know any of these people. Okay, Shane Mosley. I think Tank. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I think Tank Davis is better than Shane Mosley. I could probably say that. What you think? Oh, Chef's not here. I think Tank Davis is better than Mosley. I definitely think he's better than Mosley. Henry Armstrong. These sound like people that work in caves on railroads. I know Carlos Ortiz is not better than Ortiz.
Watch it.
I'm just saying. These are wild names.
Don't worry. Don't worry. You're gonna be there one day. Don't worry.
I'm never gonna be working on the train on a railroad.
Which you're born in the 1900s ass. Don't worry
about
it.
Yeah. One day they're gonna. Yeah,
you're already there.
I agree. My son, let my son tell it. He already got me there. Yeah, my son already got him. Already got me there.
I'm with him.
So Pazienza, no, he's not. No, he's just not. Now, there's a thing with Tank Davis and weight that I wanted to discuss. Before we get, I'm picking Shaq over Joker every time. Marcus, you and this MJ thing, I know y'all love Michael Jordan. I know Michael Jordan can do no wrong. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I hate Michael Jordan so much that I think he is the number 2 basketball player of all time. That's how much I hate Michael Jordan. He's the number 2 I think he's the second best basketball player of all time. That's how much I hate him. It's not that I don't like Michael Jordan. I know what he is. I know what he's done. At one point, I'm going to have this MJ LeBron show. I've been kind of holding off on it because that's somebody, I want sports people in there. I want somebody who really supports Michael Jordan to come in there and defend their guy. So that's where I stand. That's where I stand with it. I'm not saying that Tank Davis is trash. I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just saying it's kind of like a hypothetical conversation, or more of a conversation about our community. Everything that's new is not better just because you see it more. And that's what social media does. Social media shoves everything in your face. You got to see it over and over and over and over again to where you're like, well, he must be better because you're hearing it all the time. In the 80s, you didn't hear it. That MJ convo, been dead, MJ eats goats. I agree. He probably eats goat. He likes Jamaican food also. I don't know what you mean by he eats goats. I don't know what he has.
Hold on. I'm going with chill.
Excuse me?
The greatest by far.
He's the greatest by far.
Period. He's the greatest by far. No. media, and I'm glad that we're in media. Media is something else. Media, I keep telling you, the reason why Michael Jordan is still in this conversation is because Marcus, I'm gonna say Marcus, Stephen A. Smith, Chris Broussard, all those people, they woke up on Saturday morning. They watched Come Fly With Me with their Jordans on, put the armband on, put the knee brace on. They're red and white or black or whatever the Bulls colors were. Yeah, but red, white, and black.
That's
They went to the
mean.
park. They practiced the fadeaway. They did all of that stuff. So to tell them that Michael Jordan is not, what was the song? I mean, Gatorade laid it on like it was like no other. What was it? Sometimes I dream that he is me. I just want to be like Mike. Like it was just insane. And they did it as kids.
Hold on. For our guests
Go ahead.
in the chat.
That was rude.
Don't.
Yo,
We
I
got
don't know why
guests.
you
We
giving
have
you a
guests there.
toy. I can see now giving you any toys at all whatsoever. These are toys just to kill me. I'm also gonna put this in the chat too. If Logic connects to the show one more time and not says a word, it's gonna be some smoke in the city. I'm
Hold on.
telling you now.
Listen, I have something for Logic too.
Stop interrupting.
Exactly. Stop interrupting me. Like every time you just come up here, do your thing, leave. Pause. Come up here, join the panel, leave. You're not saying nothing. Say something. Knock it off, Brad. You got a pair of LeBrons? You damn right I do. If I felt like going upstairs, I'd go get the LeBrons. Listen, Marcus, if you want to have the conversation, we can have the conversation one day when you're not busy. I know you're busy. Matter of fact, shout out to Marcus. I don't know if that show that you do on the garden, the community garden, I don't know if that's like a planned show, but if it's a planned show, let me know and I'll definitely promote it. Mike would give you 30 right now. Mike would not give me, well, he could definitely give me 30. I mean, I'm not a basketball player.
Enough said.
See, and Bernie Mac, he worshiped Michael Jordan too. Oh man, this is rough. Don't worry. I'm gonna get hold to the
I'm done.
tools.
Look, my hands are up here now. My hands.
That's all right. So let's see if Logic says something or if he just comes up here. Shouts to Logic. You can catch him on Thursday nights, Grown Folk Conversation on Tri Media. You'll see his clips. He's been putting out a lot of shorts over the weekend. Funny story. I told Logic Sunday, we were all kind of doing Father's Day stuff, right? And Logic's asking all these questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? I want to do this, that, and the other. So he's putting out all these shorts. I'm like, man, this guy is killing it. Working on Father's Day and everything. And then he just calmly texts me back. Yeah, I don't have kids, bro. Yo, did you see that text in the group chat? He was like, yeah, I ain't got kids, bro. And that's what I realized, like, yeah, okay, I get it. My wife told me if I took my laptop on vacation with us this weekend, it would have been a problem. It would have been a major problem. So I didn't even take it. What'd you eat this weekend, Hits? If you don't mind me asking, what'd you have for what was your food thing? Did you have to cook for Father's Day?
Nah, my wife grilled actually chicken. And we had some kielbasa, potato salad, macaroni salad. Now that there's no one in the house, the kids are gone. It's hard for her to cook for two people, me and her. So we had some company, the kids and her brother. So she was in her bag. So, but still, I have to stop her because they leave, and then we have all them, leftovers. So, no, that's all.
My
Just some
father
grilled
was like
stuff.
that. My father was
Really?
he was in the military. He does not know how to cook for two people. Like he
Nah,
just
almost
it's not
impossible.
he doesn't have the ability to cook for two people. Like if he cooks, he's going to cook like them industrial, like if he makes chili per se, it's gonna be the
You're gonna get a pot.
industrial
Yeah, you're gonna
size.
get a pot of
Exactly.
chili. Yeah. You're gonna get a pot of
Exactly.
rice and a pot of chili. Yeah. It's
Exactly.
and they've been gone shit 4 or 5 years now.
Hmm.
And it's actually hard to shop like that. If you buy meat, like they don't sell meat. Well, now they do, but it's way more expensive to buy. Like I guess I don't go shopping. She tried that when she was pregnant to send me shopping. That did not work because I went and bought whatever I saw. If it was the syrup I wanted, I didn't look at sale prices. I didn't look at anything. I bought waffles, syrup, whatever she had on the list. I saw it.
Exactly.
All the expensive shit is eye level. And I came back with like one bag, and she was like, "You're out of your mind. I gave you like $200. It's like eight. It's like 8 trips to the car worth of groceries. You walk in here with one bag because you bought all." I said, "Yeah." It said this, that, next. Nah, never again. She was pregnant. She was like, "Never again when you go shopping. Never." She said, "You bought the wrong size of everything, the wrong brand." I said, "I grabbed what was there." It said flour. I grabbed flour right there. Okay, $8. Never again. So, oh, they in the chat. That's right. Beat Brass up on his birthday.
Brass, I feel like if you and MJ sat down, had a drink and a good expensive cigar, I think you would like the guy in the conversation. Oh, I definitely would. I definitely no. I definitely would. They let you get away with calling Tank overrated. First off, nobody let me do anything. Two, uh, he is overrated. And if Chef, who is Baltimore through and through, didn't come up here and disagree with what I was saying, I'm not listening to nobody from Montana tell me anything about if he's overrated or not. Not doing it. And if your mic is gonna then work, it is what it is. But when I do go meet Michael Jordan at that dinner, I'm wearing LeBrons. No question, no question about it. I'm wearing LeBrons, and I'm bringing some powder too. I'm gonna do the powder toss before we start our conversation. Y'all don't understand. I am not going to leave this earth without the consensus being that LeBron James, by consensus, is better than Michael Jordan. I'm not leaving this earth, bro. I'm not leaving this earth. I'm telling you now. I don't care how you do it, how you word it. I'm not leaving this earth because I know for a fact it's just all these people, like I said, that watch Space Jam, had the sneakers, 6-0 in the finals, all these whack ass arguments. You know what? You're gonna compel me to do a show if y'all keep attacking me. I'm telling you now. But that's where I'm at with it. So I made my case for Tank Davis being overrated. I don't know what else to say about it. If anybody wants to challenge me on it, challenge me on it, but I don't think you'll win. What you got, Hits? You got anything for us before we go? See something that you want to talk about?
No, not really. Still working on the tech show. Obviously, you see me behind the scenes bothering these good folks over here. Brass would be one of those good folks.
Yeah, I love that. What's the name?
And
What is the what's the well, I ain't gonna put you on the spot. Like I said, the tech show for Tri Media is the show I can't wait for. Just so y'all understand what we're trying to do here. Because I had somebody ask me this, what is the goal? What is the end goal? One, we're creating a media company that's going to branch off into other things. But our YouTube plan specifically is when I'm going to make this commercial coming up, we're looking for content creators. I'm not here to make content, but I own the company, so we're doing what we got to do. DQ is an entertainer. Hits is tech AI, technology focused. We're not really here to do shows. We're going to do shows, but this is not a. So if you don't see us online for a few days, or like if it's a holiday and we actually celebrate our families or enjoy our families, don't think that we're just being inconsistent. What we're out doing is we're finding people to do content on our channel. In a perfect world, the yeah, you just threw me all the way off. In a perfect world, and the funny thing is, I know you enjoyed it. In a perfect world, The Tribe Media YouTube channel would be a collaboration of content creators all across YouTube, just presenting the content on our channel so that we could shape it, put it out to the masses. Hopefully, we grow a couple Mr. Beasts or Wallow and Gillies, a couple great podcasts, stuff like that. We just want to create the media and help people who want to create media get on the panel, get on, make content, like similar to a TV network. So we're going to create this TV network and then sell it. It's as simple as that. It's not that difficult. So when you don't see us, it's like, we're slacking. No, our goal is not to do this, but on YouTube, this particular platform, we're looking for other people to get what they believe. Like, I'm gonna hit Zoo. I apologize, Zoo. I should have hit you a while ago, but pause. That he's
Pause.
exactly. He's got a show. Yeah, you got to do toy. He has a show that he's doing that's solely African content. That's outside of my purview. So rather than be like some of these conscious people and just be talking about Egypt, Greece, Rome, Nubia, Deseret, then move it all the way up to the 60s, then go all the way into the 80s and all of that outside of their purview, I'm not doing that. So one day soon, you'll be able to tune into this channel and watch content creators from all across the globe, even shows that have to be translated, gaming shows, gambling shows, boxing shows, Egyptian shows, similar to what Marcus does, people with community gardens. I love that stuff. That was the part about Pseudo Killers that I liked the most. The range of shows when they were in that bag, right? When they were doing like a range of different shows, I always thought that was very powerful. And I thought it was fire. So that's kind of like for our shows, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be like a TV network. And then we're going to find some stars and promote those guys and then sell some merch. It's going to be you'll see. I could show you better than I could tell you and understand that behind the scenes, that's what we're constantly doing. Hits, you know. Just know that I appreciate you.
I didn't do anything. I'm over here minding my business. I'm just minding my business.
A couple of Democrats, they said if you ask ChatGPT what an AI representation of Trump would be, this is what they said it spit out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Get the fuck out of here!
And by the way, y'all, it's someone's birthday and it ain't mine.
Oh my God!
And he's on the panel.
Happy birthday!
That's disgusting. And you know what's funny? I know the visual behind that. That's so disgusting. Oh, that's so disgusting. Did you see that? And I'm a Sopranos fanatic. Did you see that? Did you see that episode?
No, I did not. I was not a Sopranos fanatic.
Yo, you gotta, if you get a chance, we
should have a show on gangster movies and television shows because
greatest gangster movie of all time. What's the greatest gangster movie of all time?
I think it's Goodfellas. Of the ones that I saw, I think it's Goodfellas.
I think
you gotta change the title. What's the greatest gangster movie of all time? Hold on, we're gonna put that.
No, that's a whole no. That's a whole show.
We'll change
that's
that.
That's a show. Matter of fact, that's the next show. That's a show. Because I have a strong stance on that I'm gonna share. I don't think they're all fighting for number 2 behind The Godfather.
What?
They're all fighting for number 2.
Godfather is like, you got to be like, what am I, my 50s? You got to be in your 60s even.
I saw that movie when I was 8 years old.
Yeah, good.
I saw that movie when I was 8 years old. And then, as a matter of fact, I saw the box set, the Godfather 1.
Yeah, that's why.
I didn't like 3.
Ain't no young people sitting through that shit.
Yeah.
That shit was old
1, that
world.
Movie
it was just old
3 hours.
Shit.
1 is 3 hours.
Ain't nobody doing that.
2 it's yeah, good. I would say Godfather. Goodfellas is on, and listen, Goodfellas is definitely
Goodfellas.
in
That's
the
it.
top five without without no thought. Let me see. Godfather.
Hold on, don't ruin the next show. Just
Okay,
leave it.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
leave
yeah, yeah.
it.
All right.
Just leave it.
So you got anything before we go?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks to everyone who stopped in to holler at us. We're back. Hope everyone had a good Father's Day. Um, Boston fans, shout out to y'all. Javante Davis fans, shout out to y'all.
Yep.
Uh, be careful out here in this heat wave up here, Northeast. And we're gonna have different shows, freestyle shows and direct shows.
Next 5 days in the Northeast, it's
Peace
gonna
to
be 100 or
DQ and
better.
Logic, who are
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Peace
you
to them.
know, and
DQ was driving today. He said he wasn't gonna be able to get on. He said he was driving for a few hours.
but that's
So
it.
much love to y'all. We always appreciate y'all. Hopefully, you get a better idea. And if you're a content creator, be on the lookout for that commercial. Hit me in the email, trymediainnovations@gmail.com. If you're looking to do a show or just get somewhere where you want to be heard, we'll come up with a jingle or something like that. This is Tri Media Innovations. We appreciate y'all once again. Don't forget, I'm about to put a thing in the chat. A commercial for DQ shows coming up Thursday, July 11th. Let me take this banner down. Let me take this. Okay. Thursday, July 11th, Austin, Texas, Empire Garage. DQ will be on there with Inspector Deck and the Jizza, the Texas tour. So he'll be live with them. And then also he's got another Texas show on the 14th. So that's another fire show. And I'm going to play the commercial for him and
DQ. Look. Dumping my swisher guts on my high school diploma. Knowing I'm highly educated from my aroma. Don't know where it's coming from, but I know it's marijuana. And you can smell the leaves in the room. Check. Look. I got a new weed strand, come from New Zealand. And it's a new weed brand from my new weed man. Connected to the growers, I'm a true weed fan. I'm a true weed stan. Green thumb and green hand. Jammin' Lee Village, I'm a cool geek, man. I got a smooth freak who chillin' for a cool week, man. Running through them papers like a Newsweek stain. Cause all my cushions fuckier than Juneteenth.